Today I wanted to talk about pancakes because they are delicious and they make for a pretty good metaphor. So, as a recovering perfectionist, I know what it's like to every now and then just find yourself stuck in a bit of a rut where maybe there's easy little tasks or things you might even really care about that you want to attend to but might feel a bit stuck or paralysed about getting started with. Often it's the first step in building new momentum which is the most challenging. Sometimes you might even be able to sort of work yourself up into taking the first step, but then end up being so harsh and self-critical that you just sort of sabotage yourself and talk yourself out of taking any further steps forward. So this, for me, is where the first pancake theory comes in. And I'm not saying to have come up with it. I am sure I've seen it floating around the internet in lots of different spaces, but I remember understanding it for the first time one day when I was practicing some music with some friends and we were getting really down on ourselves about how the first take of a song wasn't always the best, and it reminded me of when I was a little girl and for the first time watching my mum make those sort of thin European pancakes, and I was aghast, shocked, horrified when I watched her toss the first pancake from the batch right in front of me into the bin. For one, this was not a household where you would just waste food. And also, secondly, that was one of my beloved delicious pancakes, so how dare she? I made my shock and horror known. And of course, I remember being really surprised when she sort of just shrugged at me and went, yeah, that's just what you do. Sometimes the first pancake might be alright, but normally we just put some batter in there to test the pan, get rid of any excess butter if it's greased too much, and throw it away. And then you cook the rest and they're all delicious. For me, that was the first time I think I'd ever really understood that you could give yourself the grace to try and fail before you succeed. Sometimes even willingly sacrificing a bit of our metaphorical pancake batter to ensure that the rest is managed well. So, I'd forgotten about that completely, but there's this day that we're rehearsing, we're playing songs, we're getting down on ourselves, and it reminded me of the way you could anticipate that the first pancake served a very meaningful purpose of testing the pan, but was otherwise accepted to be a throwaway pancake. And I thought that, when we're running through a song for the first time, it's the same thing. You're running through a song for the first time that day and you're warming up your vocals, you're warming up your fingers, you're having a moment to sort of refamiliarize yourself with the chords and the harmonies and everything that happens, the pattern of a song. And you can just take the pressure off of yourself. Sure, it's fun to get things right the first time, but enough practice over time, we can often get things right the first time, on the 100th first time. But often in a perfect performance or, a perfect landing in gymnastics, it's easy to forget that there's been hours and hours and hours and hours of hard work, of practice to ultimately get that beautiful first pancake. So what worked for me, being a bit kinder to myself when we're rehearsing songs and just carrying on, and when you, especially with singing, when you actually allow yourself to relax, you're better at singing because your vocal cords are relaxed. Any good muscle works best when it's not tense and taut. But there's lots of places in life where I feel like this is applicable, whether that's rehearsing a song or whether that's getting started on an assignment which you're dreading, or maybe it's you know, you're really focused on your personal growth and you want to try journaling and you want to get over that first hurdle of your words need to be perfect, throw that all away. Try out greasing the pan with a little bit of batter, throwing away the first pancake, and then carrying on from there, creating a beautiful stack of pancakes because you were willing to throw away the first pancake. So that's something that's really stuck with me. I really don't know where I first saw it, but first pancake theory.